That's right, boys and girls. It's turkey season. But today, we're going to talk about camera gear. Now, what kind of camera gear do you use? That's the question. We use what we call a DSLR. Now, the reason we use the DSLR camera, specifically the Canon T3i, is because we like the versatility of being able to not only do videos, but also do photography. It allows us to be able to take this pretty much anywhere we want without kind of being in the way. Love the aspect of being able to customize this camera in ways that you can't necessarily do with a consumer grade video camera handheld or a prosumer grade video camera. With the DSLRs, it allows you to not only switch out lenses, but it allows you to use multiple attachment points, being a shoulder rig, over the camera handle is what I call it, a tripod, or just simply sitting it on a slide rig of some sort to get some cool time-lapse shots. Now, obviously, yes, you can do that with a regular video camera or even a GoPro, but the DSLR camera, in my mind, is a awesome piece of machinery, piece of equipment that allows you to get those versatile shots and get in and get out kind of aspect. As far as the camera itself, I love the T3i just because it is one of the cheaper versions of the Canon. I believe they're up to the T6i now. The other options that I would suggest are the Nikon cameras. Through reading reviews and things like that, Nikon was the second camera that I was going to purchase. But the reason I chose the Canon, it had slightly better video quality reviews. The first thing that I would invest in with the camera, other than finding out what lens works best for you, and we will get to that in a second, is a battery grip. If you're going to be filming, especially longer periods of time throughout the day, a battery grip is the way to go. It is going to be a little bit more cumbersome with your camera, but like I say, it's a time saver and a lifesaver at times because it allows you not only to record with one battery, but two batteries. The second thing that I would recommend doing is investing in multiple chargers. Having one, yes, it will work, but when you start having 2 and 3 and 4 batteries and being able to switch them out and put them back in the camera, you're going to want to be able to charge those batteries while the other ones are being used. So invest in what you need as far as time savers, and for us, having multiple batteries and having multiple chargers are the way to go. The other thing you want to invest in, obviously, are the SD cards. Make sure you get something that's a good quality SD card that's not going to mess up on you and allow you to format pretty easily. Having the space on the card as well to do multiple shots, like I say, just like the batteries, without having to switch them out while you're recording. So that would be the two things that I would look into as far as upgrades. Would be the batteries, the battery grip, and one more, the charger. Like I say, as far as the Canon camera and the DSLR world itself, the reason we chose it was for the multiple lenses. Being able to switch them out from the factory kit lens to a 50mm prime lens to take portrait pictures or just pictures in general for the website, or even do filming to be able to get that nice blurred background that all the DSLRs are so famous for. The next lens that we have that we've purchased is the 85mm Rokinon. This is a cine lens or cinema lens with the built-in follow focus rings. So really great lens for those further distant shots, but allows you to be able to pull focus and adjust the aperture manually through the lens itself. The other lens that came with the camera itself is the factory kit lens. Uh, this one is the 55 to 250 millimeter lens. It works great, has the autofocus just like the 18 to 55 millimeter lens came with the kit. Has image stabilization as well. Um, Honestly, don't leave those turned on while filming, just because they're kind of noisy and things like that. So uh, I turn it off and do everything manually by hand. So as far as that, don't really need that in my book. That's why I stick with the prime lenses as well. The other thing you want to look into is with filming in the outdoors are what we call ND filters. I don't have any in front of me right now, but basically what it is a ring with a sunshade on it, and it allows you to shoot at a wider aperture to block that sunlight and really get a clean, crisp shot. Uh, the next thing and more important thing is you can have awesome video, but if you've got awful sound, then nobody's going to watch your video. So we have opted to invest in a Rode video mic. I've had this since I had the camera itself for filming and things like that. Has never failed me. It's great to be able to, like I say, stick it on the top of the camera and be versatile. Stick the camera on the tripod, stick it on this shoulder rig that we're about to go over, and it allows you to be able to move from point A to point B and get good audio that is actually usable. The interface inside the camera that picks up the audio is not the greatest in any of the DSLRs, but like I say, being able to have that external mic really does enhance that and allow you to get something that's usable as far as audio. The final thing that we're going to talk about is the stabilization of the DSLRs. Because they're so small, a little bit bigger than the consumers, but smaller than the prosumer grade video recorders, is something to mount it on. Basically, either a tripod, a shoulder rig, or a handle rig that allows you to get that steady shot continuously so that you're not sitting there shaking, because obviously nobody wants a shaky video either. So having a stable video that's not shaky and having good audio are the first two keys to having something decent for filming. So really invest in something that works best for you. I have found that the DSLR works best for me, being able to, like I say, switch out lenses, have multiple attachment points and different rigs to be able to set the camera on, and then obviously the audio. So really take time and invest in something that's going to work for your trips and for your hunts and your fishing videos, and figure out, like I say, what you want to do with that. The DSLR is a great start for YouTube channels and things like that. Really take time, like I say, to look into it. If you have questions, feel free to comment below on the channel or visit us at www.southernpineoutdoors.com and leave us a message, and I will respond as soon as I can. Like I say, this is what we use, and this is what works best for us. We do look to invest in more camera gear, but given time. Like I say, this is just kind of the bare bones what we use, and we enjoy using it, and it works for us. So find what works for you, enjoy what you've got, and always record your hunts, and always enjoy hunting and fishing in the outdoors. Like I say, boys and girls, it's turkey season, but today we talked about camera gear.